Whiskey Thoughts is the part of the show where we each take a shot of whiskey, we bare our soul, and we let you in on the MMA-related thoughts of two degenerates. That is us. The whiskey of the week this week is Rebel Yell. I've taken 2 shots of it so far, and it is a little rough to get down. We video our whiskey thoughts each week. We'll post them on our Instagram at the Simply MMA podcast and on our YouTube channel as well. If you want, video yourself taking a shot and giving your own whiskey thought, DM it to us, and we will most definitely share it. Manny, what is your whiskey thought this week?
It's really the story summed up in a couple of minutes of Charles Oliveira.
That's a good one.
He's come on lately, right? A beautiful 8 fight win streak, culminating with grabbing that 155-pound belt. But I feel like a lot of people, maybe a little bit less this week because the narrative and the stories have been going out. But in his first 9 fights in the UFC, he was 4-4-1. That's getting cut. And his first 19 fights, he's 10-8-1. That's getting cut. Mm-hmm. He's been in the UFC since 2010. That's the year I graduated high school. He was fighting on the card. You remember when John Jones fought Matyushenko? Charles Oliveira was on that card.
That's how long ago it was.
I don't remember. You remember the fight night Mark Hart versus Paul Harris?
Vaguely. Hey,
Oliveira was on that card. Insane. 28 fights it took him. An all-time record for most fights until you get the belt. A story of true perseverance.
Yeah,
he could have been cut. He could have given up. He could have just been a journeyman like he was for much of his career in the UFC. Mm-hmm. He's only 31, been in the UFC for 11 years, but stayed the course. An unbelievable story. And that's why I kind of wanted Chandler to win. And then as the fight went on and the story grew and the walkouts and everything, I was like, man, I want Oliveira to win. And then seeing the scenes that when he took his belt home today to Sao Paulo, Brazil, you know, it's not a wealthy place. You can see that he's just being transported around in a bus. And there's just, you know, masses amount of people celebrating and cheering and singing and dancing. And what one man did for, you know, his little town around Sao Paulo is kind of crazy, because what a journey. Like Chandler, for example, this was only his second fight in the UFC. And usually you see champions on this normal progression, right? They come in 4, 5, 6, 7 fight win streak, all this hype, win the belt, maybe have it for a little bit. You never see this. I'm sorry, like Biz being in, like a couple other guys, but insane story. Super happy for him. Glad he got the belt, and very inspirational, especially at 100. It's not like he did it at 205, 155 pounds. Man, what a story. Charles Oliveira. Congratulations.
Yeah, agreed, and I like it. I didn't take it.
Yeah, I know.
That was a rookie
mistake.
Okay.
And that blonde hair, his whole team bleached their hair blonde. Man, there's got to be some good luck in that. Very, very interesting move.
Agreed, but it seems to be working for him. My whiskey thought this week is a 2-parter, 2 kind of random different things, but one of them is Derrick Lewis, and just a couple recent quotes by him, things that continue to make me love Derrick Lewis. One was there was an interview, or I guess it was the UFC 262 media scrum. They asked him if there was a movie about his life, who would play the part of Derrick Lewis. And he said John Travolta. Amazing. And then he was asked if he watched Ngannou's last performance, since he'll be fighting him pretty soon. And he said, I haven't seen Ngannou's last performance because I don't want to pay for his pay-per-view. I won't give him no money out of my pockets. Fuck Francis. And then he also said, he makes me look fat when I stand next to him, so fuck him. Fuck Francis. So part of my whiskey thought is thank you, Derrick Lewis, for being you. And
most of the time, like a fighter with a stick like that gets tired after a while. He's still hilarious.
No, this is just a genuine Derrick Lewis. Like, you can tell this is just him.
7 years on, he's still hilarious.
Still great. And then my second part of my whiskey thought, like I said, was unrelated, but it was posted that there's like a curse going on with Justin Gaethje, and it seems to be after, it says UFC record of fighters after suffering a loss to Justin Gaethje, and it's got a few here. Edson Barbosa, that's kind of the one exception. He's 2-2, and he actually did obviously look very good in his last fight. But the others, Michael Johnson 2-5 since fighting Justin Gaethje, James Vick 0-4, and then he was cut. Cowboy Cerrone 0-3, and Tony Ferguson 0-2. So not great if you're lined up to fight Justin Gaethje. Looking at these guys,
that's someone that's going to give you some damage. Yeah, you might change your career a bit.
Yeah, and I feel like the Tony Ferguson fight was the perfect example of that, because he won 12 straight.
He made him old overnight.
Yeah, and then since then, he really hasn't been the same. Yeah. So
that is interesting.
Whew. So those were going around my brain this week.